So when it comes to reaching your goals, setting your goals and have a clear method of reaching them, there are countless methods in this world. There are many systems, many techniques that promise you that if you apply them step by step, for sure you will get the result. But when it comes to real life results, none of them can actually promise you that they work 100%. And what I found out in the last 10 years of working with this coaching system that I'm practicing these days is that there is a method that can work every time, 100%. Hi again, I'm Octavian. If you're new here, I'm a coach. And I've been working with what is called the seed system, a coaching method that can really help get you to the result every time, 100%, the desired outcome. And I know it sounds big, these are big words, but if you understand the method, if in your mind it makes sense, then the steps become very clear and practical. And let's remember what are the basic principles that can help you reach your goals by planting seeds. We remember the pen story that teaches us how to see the world, where the world is coming from, where it's coming from and where it's not coming from. So basically when you see this thing, automatically you say, okay, this is a pen, I can write with it, or this is a pencil, okay? When a dog comes into this room and you put this in front of his eyes, what it will do with him, with this thing? It will, of course, it will chew. But when all the people and all the dogs get out of the room, and the moment when the room it's empty of people and dogs, in that moment, what does this thing remains? So basically everybody, when they are asked this question, they say, okay, it's nothing at that moment, or it's nothing yet, okay? That is a better answer. It's waiting to become something, okay? Let's say the human comes in and walks in the room, and when his eyes meet this cylinder, in that moment, what does it become? It becomes a pen, okay? If the dogs come, if a dog, little puppy comes in and sees with his eyes this thing, okay, it becomes something to chew. So, who is right? The man, the human, or the dog? You are forced to say they are both right, okay? He can use it as something to chew, I use it as something to write. But the next question is like this: where is it coming from? The idea of the pen or the chew type. Where does it coming from? Is it coming from its side or from my side? And remember, the dog sees this a different way. Okay, so the logical answer is okay. It's coming from me. Okay, the pen, how I see it, but also the thing itself, it's coming from me. So this is how you get the idea that somehow things in your reality and people, or of course everything in your reality comes from you. And that is a seed in your mind that forces you how to see the reality in a certain way. The dog, okay, has a different seed. For a dog, this thing is something different than how a human sees this thing. So, in theory, if you understand how to plant seeds or change seeds in your mind, you could see something different. And in theory, you can change your reality by planting seeds. And now, instead of this thing, we change it to your goal, to your desired outcome. Let's say you want, if it comes to a business outcome, maybe you want to have an increase of 25% in your sales this year. Or maybe you want to have a new colleague, you want to change a colleague, with someone more nicer or more who knows, you want to have a good team, you want to have harmony in your team. These are very practical goals. And next is you need to test this system. You need to put it in a practical context and test it for with the most important goal you have right now in your work or your life. If it makes sense and then if it works, then you will start using this system with everything you want to do in your life, you want to achieve. And there are 4 simple steps to plant a new seed that will then grow into your desired outcome. The first step is simple. You need to set up your goal. You need to write in a short sentence what you want. Don't make it long. Don't overcomplicate. Let's say I want a 25% increase in sales this year. This is simple. When you read the sentence, it's clear what is the desired outcome, okay? Because if you write longer sentences, it is possible that different things may need different seeds for you to get them. So just write one simple sentence so that the seed is very clear in your mind, okay? The outcome is very clear. Then the second step is you need to plant the seed. You need to identify someone who has the same desired or similar desired outcome as you, as yourself. Remember, in this system, to plant a seed, we plant the seed in the mental soil. The mind is the fertile soil of the seeds. But to plant a seed, you need someone to bounce the seed from. It's like a basketball. You need to have a ground so the basket will bounce and come back to you. The same here in this seed system. You need another person who has a similar goal as you, not exactly the same, but similar, okay? You can find someone who has a similar goal and help that person, help him or her reach her goal. And how you do this? It's step number 3. So 1 hour every week, you set up a meeting with this other person who has the same goal or similar goal. And you don't need to make it super complex or super professional. You meet at a coffee shop, just like 2 friends meeting each other, having a coffee, and almost naturally the conversation can go to what have you been doing, or what do you want to achieve these days, what are some of your blocks that you are experiencing in your lives. Almost naturally you can steer the conversation to a specific goal. And if you know that this person has a similar goal as yourself, when you meet this person 1 hour every week at a coffee shop or different place, you don't have to go to his or her home or your house or your company. Make it something neutral, okay? So that the context is like very relaxed. You don't have to put stress on anybody. And in that time, you simply just help the person with everything that you know. You can give advices, personal stories. You can connect that person with other people that you know can better help her. You're just a friend helping another friend. You don't need to make it more complicated than this context. So this was step number 3. You took some actions, you planted the seed with your actions and your words and your thoughts, because maybe you were thinking about some strategy before having that meeting. So you set up the meeting that whatever happens during that meeting, at the end of the meeting, the other person will have some clarity, will go back with a few ideas to put into practice for reaching their goal. So this was planting the seed, okay? The same as you plant the seed in a soil. You plant it, you dig the soil up, you plant the seed, you cover it with the soil, and then what you need to do is the fourth step, which is one of the most important, okay? The same as when you plant in your garden, you need to water the seed, you need to give it nutrients for the seed to grow. And how we give nutrients in this system, we remember what happened in the first three steps. We rejoice about the things we did planting this seed, that when it will grow, we will have similar experiences in our life. So that is the seed system. We usually think about these steps before going to sleep. That is a good time to do this, we call it coffee meditation. It's not, you're not drinking coffee, but when you're drinking a coffee, you have like some time with yourself, you're rejoicing, you're feeling like relaxed and have a good time with yourself. The same thing happens when you water the seed. You take like 5 minutes, let's say, minimum 5 minutes, and you remember everything that happened during your meeting with your friend. What you are talking about, how many ideas you exchanged, if how he or she felt during the meeting or at the end of the meeting. Maybe she felt a bit different. She was or he was more relaxed, had more clarity, had more motivation to do the things you suggested. So everything that happened, you remember before you going to sleep. And that is a good time to remember this meeting, what you did during the meeting, because usually people before going to sleep, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you have a lot of things to do, usually you worry about things. You worry about how your day was. You worry about many things, systems you have in your business and in your life. You worry about them. Your mind is filled with worries. And if you go to sleep, it is said that the thoughts you have before going to sleep, they will create what will happen during the next 6 or 7 hours, during the subconscious time when you're sleeping. So in this system, if you spend 5 minutes, or if you get asleep during those 5 minutes, it's a good thing. If you are sleepy and you can watch this, what happened during the meeting, during the last 5 minutes before going to sleep, it is said that it will make an impression in your mind. It will plant, it will water the seed, so the seed will grow during the sleep and also during the day. If you remember what happened during your meeting with your friend during the day, it will water the seed. And when the seed starts growing, you will see more ways, more resources in your life that can help you reach your goal. And ultimately, it will project the goal in your reality. It will, the seed, everything that you have in your life, even if you want a goal, if you want a specific goal, if you don't see this as something, as part of your life, if you don't see this, let's say, if you don't see this as something to write on, and you see it as something to chew, it means that your seeds are not good enough, okay? You have chewing seeds, okay? You don't have the seeds to make you see this as something to write. So the same thing happens when you apply these 4 steps with every goal you want in your life. You want the seeds to grow so that when they grow, you will be forced to see something different in your life. You will be forced to see change, something changed in your life, in your area of life that you want to change. So these are the 4 steps, the 4 simple steps of the seed system. Apply it for every goal you have, but also use them with other methods that you are applying. For example, you might be applying some specific methods that are part of your field of work. Maybe, let's say, if you want to increase sales, let's come back to the increasing of your sales, business goal that you have. Maybe you're using some specific methods, some conventional methods, like marketing, or you have some sales training. You have a team, maybe you need to do some sales training. Maybe you need to invest in a campaign, in ads, or whatever you find suitable for your business. Those you keep doing the same as you did before. Okay, so that is the conventional way. But the seed system way, you need to plant the seed. So the seeds are on the level of the seeds, and above the level of the seeds is the conventional way. But what makes the conventional work is the seeds that you plant. Okay, so that is how you use the seed system combined with every other method that you are working on, and maybe has worked in the past, or maybe at some time it stopped working. But to make it work, you need to plant the similar seed that you need for the goal to come as a reality in your life. Okay, so these are the 4 simple steps of the seed system. Let me know if they make sense for you, and try them. Try for the most important goal you have in your life. Start with the most important one, not a less important one, because you will be motivated to actually do them. Okay, and let me know how it worked for you. See you soon.